obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run into a wall, don't turn around. Find a way to get over it, through it, or around it. This is something Michael Jordan said, and he has lived by it through his whole career and life as a basketball player on and off the court. He has shown this through many examples. One large example is Game 5 of the 1996 NBA championships. He was sick the night before between Game 4 and Game 5. He had a flu, but he was not going to let his teammates down. He was going to do everything he could to play in that game. His coach, Phil Jackson, and teammates, Scottie Pippen, have been quoted saying, "He could barely make it from the locker room to the floor." But it didn't matter. He still gave 36 points and hit the game-winning shot towards the end of the game. Michael Jordan is the greatest role model. We admire him for his leadership, we admire him for his tenacity, and we admire him for his fame. First, we admire him for his leadership. He played college basketball, high school basketball, and in the NBA. He also played for the Olympics and national United States teams. In college, he played at the University of North Carolina, where he played for 3 years, won a national championship in 1982, and also won the Naismith Player of the Year award. Those are some of his accomplishments in college. In the NBA, when he was drafted in 1982, later that year after he won the NCAA championship, he was drafted by the Chicago Bulls, where early on in his career he became a star and was recognized around the league. Throughout his NBA career, he was a 6-time champ, 5-time MVP, 14-time All-Star, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Also, through leadership off the court, he worked with Nike and their Play program, which helped kids that couldn't afford in their communities, that couldn't afford to play sports. So he donated his time and money to help these kids be able to have the chance that he did while he was growing up to play basketball, baseball, football. We admire him for his leadership. We also admire him for his tenacity. His never give up. He always works his hardest while playing basketball. And he always worked his hardest off the court as well to become a well-known athlete. Not many athletes are not hated by at least someone. Like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant and LeBron James, you always hear people that don't like them. You never hear anybody say they don't like Michael Jordan. The only reason you would not like Michael Jordan was if he was playing your favorite team, because he was going to do everything he could to beat them. He never gives up. His sophomore year in high school, he did not make the varsity team. He was quoted as being too short to make the varsity team. He went on to score many 40-point games in his junior varsity career, and then made the team his junior and senior year, where he averaged a triple-double through high school. He's been quoted saying, "I've missed 9,000 shots in my career, lost almost 300 games, and missed 26 game-winning shots, and failed over and over again. That's why I succeed." He takes all of his failures and turns them into learning events. What he could have done different and how he could have changed and made that a win for him. We admire him for his leadership, we admire him for his tenacity, and we admire him for his fame. If you grew up in the 90s, which most of us did, and you had a TV in your house, you heard about Michael Jordan. Well, it was from winning NBA championships or off the court with his name brand of the Jordan with Nike, which sells over $1 million worth of apparel a year. You've seen his shoes, his shirts, his shorts, anything of his apparel. He was also nominated as the greatest North American athlete of the 20th century by ESPN and their writers, which is the greatest accomplishment by anyone because Babe Ruth was second to him. And Larry Bird once said, Michael Jordan is God in disguise, because he scored 63 points against him in playoffs, which was a playoff record, to beat them in Boston. And finally, Michael Jordan is the greatest role model. We know that because we admire him for his leadership, we admire him for his tenacity, we admire him for his fame. You know him because all you had to do is look at the number 23, and if you're a sports fan, first thing that comes in your mind is Michael Jordan. And words that Michael Jordan lived by is, I can accept failure. Everyone fails at some time. What I cannot accept is not trying.